camera's heart beats a racer so tight. Mudda grips the wheel, owns the endless night. Track mania's grip, he maneuvers with might. Speed demon down under, burning bright. From the land of Oz, he controls with grace. Full speed fury, leaving no trace. On worlds of wampus, he wins the race. Mudda's skills elevate, never a disgrace. Trial RPGs, he conquers the test. Every obstacle, he faces he'll best. In the realm of speed, he stands the crest. Mudda's name, a legend on quest. Precision's his weapon, wheel is his guide. In the circuits of speed, no place to hide. With each lap, his skills amplify. Mudda's legacy, forever side by side. Through the streets of act, his fame spreads wide. Unmatched in skill, where others have tried. He's the one who pushes speed to the side. Mudda rides the wind, no need to abide. In Canberra streets, Mudda grips the wheel tight. Speed demon down under, ruling the night. With precision and flair, he takes flight. Track being his master in his realm spotlight. From the land of Oz, his skills set the pace. Full speed fury, no rival can trace. On Wampus's world, he wins every race. Mudda's dominance, no one can erase. Trial RPGs, he conquers with ease. Navigating challenges, his skill he'll seize. In the game of speed, he aims to please. Mudda's prowess, the competition flees. Mudda, Canberra's king, speeds blazing light. Down under thunder, burning through the night. Track mania's master, prowess taking flight. In the world of speed, he reigns with might. To silent pheasant pod trees, we raise our voice. Support from you both, we truly rejoice. In track mania's realm, you're our top choice. Your back and feels on speed without a noise. Virus 64 sits and fuzzy bottom top crew. Their cheers propel us, make our victories true. In every lap and turn, we owe it to you. Track mania's spirit, together we pursue. Through this new intended, but that stand tall. Your support lets us never to fall. In the world of speed, we heed your call. And Dalius, your backing means all. Mudda, Canberra's king, speeds blazing light. Down under thunder, burning through the night. Track mania's master, prowess taking flight. In the world of speed, this all our right. Mudda, Canberra's king, speeds blazing light. Down under thunder, burning through the night. Track mania's master, prowess taking flight. In the world of speed, thanks to all our might. To silent fans at Patrice, we raise our voice. Support from you both, we truly rejoice. In track mania's realm, you're our top choice. Your back and fuels our speed without a noise. To silent fans at Patrice, we raise our voice. Support from you both, we truly rejoice. In track mania's realm, you're our top choice. Your back and fuels our speed without a noise. To silent fans at Patrice, we raise our voice. Support from you both, we truly rejoice. In track mania's realm, you're our top choice. Your back and fuels our speed without a noise. In Canberra's heart beats a racer so tight. Mudda grips the wheel, owns the endless night. Track mania's grip, he maneuvers with might. Speed demon down under, burning bright. From the land of Oz, he controls with grace. Full speed fury, leaving no trace. On worlds of wampus, he wins the race. Mudda's skills elevate, never a disgrace. Trial RPGs, he conquers the test. Every obstacle, he faces he'll best. In the realm of speed, he stands the crest. Mudda's name, a legend on quest. Precision's his weapon, wheel is his guide. In the circuits of speed, no place to hide.
Hello. I just realized that I forgot to send a notification, so I'm going to do that now. So yeah, enjoy the main menu while I do that. Game? There it is. I just realized. Yeah, platform mode. Oh, what am I doing? There we go. Alright. I think we're good to go now. Alright. Excellent. Who made that song? Phoebe did. So, welcome to Fall 2024 Campaign Discovery. Today's discovery, I want to be a little different than before. Now, you're probably wondering what that means. I want to talk about my learning process, like what I look for as I'm learning the maps, and also give you tips for getting the ATs on the maps. Yeah, I want to try to do that today. So I won't be doing much interaction, just be more of a commentary, if that makes sense. A live commentary. So yeah, that'll be my intention for today. That's right, Professor Mudda today. You will lurk until 16? Do you mean map 16? Oh, it's probably because you don't want spoilers, right? Because you haven't unlocked it yet? Alright, so let's get started on the campaign, shall we? So I'm gonna open the map, and also they've added a new thing to the records display. And I'll show you how to use it. Yeah, Jimmy, welcome back 45 years to the Blanket Gang. Alright, so if you have this, well, first of all, to get this clock to appear, actually, does it appear by default now? I wonder. I should have checked this. Where's the always visible? Or is that just... Hang on, is it just always on now? Oh, current track records visibility. Always progressive hide. What does that mean? This is different. Ah, okay. That's actually pretty cool. Well, this is new. So yeah, if you want the clock to appear, I'm not sure what the default setting is, but if you don't have a little clock here, go to your settings, HUD, and the settings called current track records visibility and miscellaneous. And then you just go either progressive if you want to like unlock more things. This will, as it says here, it'll progressive will display medals and enable other records, clubs, VIPs, wild records, depending on the medal unlocked. But I'm just going to use always because that's what I usually have. So yeah, now you have this here. You click it, and it'll probably appear here. Oh, it actually has the AT. Wow, you can actually see the author medal now. Okay. There you go. So let's dive right into it, shall we? Yeah. So, map 1. let's see how it goes. Alright, this seems pretty straightforward. Red boost into an uphill. Ah, now this starts. I'll go back over it after this round, but I want to talk about that first uphill, downhill. Another red booster. Oh my god. This is like the fastest AO1 I've ever seen. Alright, so we get... This is a very easy orthogonal. You only really have to watch out for one thing. So I'll do another run just to show you what I mean. So you might go into the map and you might see this happen a lot. You might jump like this. That's a small example, but let's say you try to go up the hill and you just fly off like this, and you just keep doing this for some reason, whether it's here or at a different one. All you really want to do is just drive more diagonal on the hill, and then just keep the ground contact that way. And then it's pretty straightforward. You got very wide roads. And just keep it off the dark grass. The dark grass is penalty. That will slow you down. And again, here's the same thing. You might see yourself doing this and then going into here. You don't want to do this. Because the more time you spend in the air, the less acceleration you're going to get. I'm not sure if this will come up again in the future map, but just for now, just again, if you see a uphill to downhill or flat to downhill, something like that, always take a more diagonal approach and just go more and more aggressive as you get comfy. And that's pretty much it. Alright, that's map 1. Very easy, very wide roads. That's what you expect. Map 2. $27,777 is the AT. There you go. Alright, so we've already come across our first drift in the campaign. First 2 drifts even. Alright. Now, if you're wondering how drifting works, if you pay attention to my inputs in the top right, you notice always turn before braking. So how the drifting works, also gold. Gotta say it every time I get it. But you full steer, make sure you have at least 200 speed, and then hold brake. All 3 inputs. Turn, brake, and then, yeah, you let go of brake when you have the desired angle. Now, this is camera 1 I'm using. This is just what I'm used to. Maybe use this camera. Camera 2. This is the default one. Maybe even use this. But either way, the inputs are always the same. So full steer, brake, and if you need to slow down, obviously just let go of the accelerator briefly. But that's something you'll see a lot in Trackmania. So if you're new to the game, excellent map to practice drifting. This one. Lots of space, lots of room to work with. And yeah. Next map. Jump at the end faster than smooth transfer. For the sake of getting orthomels, I'm not going to dive into that. This is just basic stuff. Camera 1 is not default, no. Alright. Map 3. I saw a loop. Alright. So we got just sand and dirt so far. Nothing too crazy. Alright, very easy map again. But again, that's what you expect from the white tracks. Also, first try a T. But if there's a couple of things I want to go over, so I'll do another run. So obviously here, you'll see these blocks sometimes. Oh, hang on, there's a booster there. But you can often see these kind of blocks where it's like going from one banking to another banking. Ideally, when you come across these, just stay in the middle. Like, it's the safest bet. Sometimes you can also go up high on these like outside bankings. This takes a while to get comfortable with, but you don't need it for the orthometal in this, so I just recommend, with dirt turns in general, try to stay in the middle of the track. It's the best balance of speed and angle. And obviously you got some sand here, so you got this narrow bit of dirt, so the more time you spend on the dirt, the more acceleration you get. So you want to try find a line that stays on the dirt as much as possible. So just something like this is fine. Doesn't have to be perfect, but if you want to get the AT, the orthometal, that's all you need to do. And the looping, again, stay in the middle. If in doubt, just keep the car in the middle. Same with this turn, and it's a very easy orthometal. Oh, and another thing with the loop, try to approach it a little bit from the left, if you can. But that's a whatever detail. Map 4! Alright, get your scuba diving gear, because we're underwater. Alright, nothing too fancy so far. Yeah, this all just seems to be precision turns. And again, if you touch the inside wall while turning, like I just did there, the car will slide out and you'll lose a lot of speed. So if you really want to risk it for the biscuit, you can, but it's not necessary. I'm pretty sure this orthometal is very easy without it. So again, just like the previous map, you can even just stay in the middle of the turns to keep yourself comfortable like this. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. But I have been wrong before, so let's find out. And if you think you're going too fast, just simply let go of the accelerator. The deceleration underwater is not as severe. It's actually very, very small compared to other surfaces. Ooh, actually, okay, that's interesting. You can slide out there. I did not know that. So, if you go too fast while you're driving underwater, just like any surface actually, your car will slide out and you lose grip. It's more punishing underwater because obviously very slippery. Okay. So what you can do here is hug the wall at the end here, like this. Like if you don't want to worry about smooth steer or releases or action keys, you can just hug the wall at the end. That's no big deal. So yeah, pretty straightforward. You don't need to let go of the accelerator at all in this map, but again, just if you're not comfortable, try to keep the car in the middle of the road. And then if you want to risk a bit more, go towards the inside walls a bit. And last turn, hug the outside wall. The bug jump? I don't know how that happens. I think it's when the floor of the car hits the ground and bounces. But yeah. Sorry, for those who are asking about the summer campaign, we ended up third and we held 3 world records, which I'm very happy with. I didn't use action key. I just full steered everything except for the ending. Oh yeah, and that's another thing. If you don't want to use action keys, let's say you're on keyboard and you're not comfortable with using action keys. First of all, learn just one at a time. So I recommend action key 4 if you want to start learning them. But otherwise, you can just tap. So just tap, 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 tap. And you should avoid sliding out if you do it properly. Ah, bobsleigh. Nice. All right. Let's see what we got here. So I can see it's a right turn, so I go from right to left. And the reason I do that is you see these red lines. You want to line up the car to be in between the red lines when you go into the turn. That's always something to aim for. And if you... It's always better to go slightly too early than too late into a bobsleigh. So yeah, the red lines on those bobsleigh blocks are exactly what you want to aim for. If you're at the yellow line, that's fine. Like the first yellow line, but the red line, in between the red lines is what you want. So yeah, very simple bobsleigh map. So that's all the white tracks. Very simple, very easy, as it should be. Alright, now it looks like we got our first green track, which does have plastic on it. Okay, that's an interesting start. Ha, it's like a plastic bobsleigh turn. Alright. Okay, so you want to jump a bit further there. Like this. Okay, that's a bit too much. Okay, so I just aimed at the arrow in the background there, and it was a perfect jump. Oh, this is a tricky map for map 6, that's for sure. Okay. Well, let me go through that one again. But it looks like this one is about keeping the ground contact as much as possible again. Alright, so if you're wondering why I sometimes brake in the air, it's a very common technique called air braking, which stops all the forward rotation and makes it easier to land smooth. It does not work when you have reactor boost, but every other situation it does. Oop. Yeah, very tricky turn here, because you don't want to jump. You want to maintain the ground contact like this, and then go about a third of the way down. And then you should be fine. So now let's go get the AT, everything in one try. Oh, and another small detail. When you go onto this plastic, wait until you gear up to turn. So line up like this, get on the plastic, wait for the gear change, and then turn if you need to adjust again. Very common thing on plastic, dirt, and grass is delaying your steering or, you know, managing the gears. And that's a very easy one to do. So if you've never thought about managing your gears before, that's a very good place to do it. Oop. Green. All wet wheels, that's true. If you've recently touched water, I think you have like, it's like 1 or 2 seconds after you leave water, you cannot air brake or air control of any kind. So that's something to keep in mind. All right, map 07. Ah. Oh god, that's a long wall ride. Oh, I was expecting this wall ride to be a long wall ride and it wasn't. This actually looks like a pretty decent full speed map. Alright. Cool. So this, obviously you don't want any air time at all. And here as well. Actually, can you... I wonder if it's possible to jump at this start. No, okay, but normally at a downhill like that, it's better to go diagonal to keep ground contact. And the wall rides, start low, arc high, and finish low. Whoop, I did it again. So the first wall ride, 180 degrees, second wall ride, 90 degrees. Remember that. You can also do speed slides on this map, but for the sake of this video, I will not be doing them, even though I just did it there because force of habit. So I'll show you how to get the orthometal without doing any speed slides. At least I think it's possible. So get all the boosters, and then pretty late, just before the car changes to the cockpit camera, and then you want to turn up into the wall rides. Aim to go like just below halfway up the wall, or maybe even halfway up the wall ride, and constantly steer to the right. You do not want to steer left while in this wall ride. So that's one thing you can aim for. And then in the loop, you want to see the line in the middle of the road, like connecting the loop blocks. Simply cross over the line. I don't know if you can see it, but if this is edited, maybe it'll be pointed out for you. So yeah, just cross over the line. And then same thing here. Just cross the booster. Aim at the top of the sign. Oh, actually, this is one. Because it's a shorter wall ride, you actually want to enter earlier and lower. So here, early, low. As low as you can go. Obviously, without crashing. And then just do this. Get the booster. Go left, 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 left. Jump into the finish. So let's see if we can do all of that in one go. I don't even know if it's fast enough for orthometal. I'm just guessing it is. That way you don't need to do speed slides. So, nice and close to the wall. Wait for camera 3. Go halfway up the wall. Constantly turn to the right. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just has to be clean. Cross over the middle line. Early and low. Left, 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 left. Jump. And there you go, you got your green medal. I don't know what GGS is, so no. Oh, no, no, Guilty Gear Strive. Alright. Map 07 is done. Hey Mika, Marzi, was Now apparently this is difficult. Or so I've heard. For a green map. Let's see if there is... Let's see if the rumors are true, if we've been told fibs. Ah, yes. So what I was just talking about last map with keeping the ground contact. Oh, actually this is tricky. Okay. So what you can do here is go diagonal like this. So instead of jumping straight down, you can keep the ground contact by going across. So that's actually a good timing. So wait for the gear change, so 100 speed, and then just full steer to the left. That's a good timing for it. And there you go. Although, problem, you do jump a bit too far. Okay, I didn't think about that. But let's see if it works. Oh, there's definitely memes on this. And you can actually control your car with the reactor while you're in the air. But in general, after you make that underwater part, yeah. Wonder if this works. Okay, don't do that. Okay, so it seems like the strategy here is just to jump like this and avoid the penalty grass. Now, if you're in this camera and you can't really see, what you can do is swap to a different camera, like camera 2 or camera 3. So you can have a better POV of what's going on. Quite a tricky map, this one, actually. But once you get here, just stay in a straight line as you possibly can. And I don't think there's any memes, right, for AT. I can see memes for a faster time, but just for the author medal, I'm not going to worry about that. Ow. So it's a small zigzag in the underwater there. Yeah, I was already thinking Amazi, but this is just how to get the ATs, basically. So if you don't need it, I'm not going to bother. Although you might actually need it, because this isn't fast enough, I think. Oh, I just noticed the left and right side finishes are closer. I just realized that. There you go. Let's see if I can get it this time. And it seems, yeah, it's much quicker to have less inputs here. So I'm going to go this way and bang. There we go. That's another one. So yeah, the hardest part of this track is lining up the jump into the water. Once you get that, and not just to landing in the water, but also getting an easy line through the pillars. It's quite an easy AT. Just that jump. That's the only difficult part of that. 09. Alright, let's see what we got. This is where drifting can come into it again. And this is one of those ones you don't actually need to wait to full steer then brake as long, because you jumping here, you can just brake immediately. Like even while you're in the air, and then continue to drift that way. So you can do that. Oh, and this is the same thing, but I don't actually think you need to drift this time. Nope. Very tricky this because of the angles of the road. Judging the elevation change is a challenge on this. While also getting good lines and whatever. Sam and Dad. Oh, sorry. Sam underscore and underscore Dad. Thanks for the prime. Pete DPD. Thanks for the 4 months. Welcome back to the Blanket Gang. Alright, so let's do a small drift here. Well, a bit more than that. Alright, a little bit more than that. You can also just let go of the accelerator if you don't feel comfortable pressing brake. Like, let's find out. Can you get this AT without pressing brake? Like, not even air braking. Yes, it's possible, but it's more difficult. So you're not comfortable pressing brake for your drifting, you don't have to, but this is a good map to start learning at, if you haven't already. Especially for air braking, like all of these jumps you can air brake and get better landings from. Oh, that is not the place to jump. Whoops. See, that's what I mean. The elevation change is tricky to read here. This is not going to be AT, is it? No, it isn't. So here, jump left to right. And then here, this is the one, you want to stay a bit higher. Yeah, that makes sense. Approach a bit more from the right so that you land earlier. And this here can be very deceptive as well. So you want to search for the line Well, let me show you exactly which one I'm talking about. You see these lines on the road? I'm driving across from right now. I want to look for these where the blocks connect. So when I'm approaching this block, I look for this line and drive over it. That's something you can do all the time. It's a good habit to build early on. Oh. That is not the line, but that works. That is also not the line, but again, it works. But it is still too slow because I went very wide at the last 2 turns because I honestly just forgot. I just forgot they were there. Oh, I did it again. I jumped too far, but that's fine. Oh, we can even drift here. Yeah, that makes more sense. Drift around that. Yeah, look at that. Nice first message indeed. Nelly's going to be dinging me dinging everyone the other time. True. Hello, Kate. Yeah, this is controlling your drifting is very important on this track. So obviously these driving lines are not easy, but once you get more comfortable with initiating drifts, keeping the slide going, and managing your racing line based off of it, then it becomes easier and easier. Releasing is fine as long as it's like a micro tap, like this. Like a very small release tap is fine. You don't want to... Yeah, that's the hardest part of the drifting, is not letting go of accelerator. Because it's very unnatural. But anyway, we have some rally. And also we have a 5 of a kind in the digits. Wait, what? We have desert. Yes, of course, it's map 10. It's the car path. I have no idea which car's best. I'm just completely guessing right now. Okay. This way. I don't know. I'm probably wrong. Okay, whatever I just did there worked, so yeah. But since we have the rally and snow cars, I highly, highly, highly recommend binding this input. Where is it? Action key 3. I highly recommend this. Just for the rally snow car alone, and then for the desert car, maybe action key 4, but honestly, you don't need it. But especially if you're playing on keyboard, you definitely want to bind this button. Action slot 3. You can also bind this on controller to make it a bit easier, because if you full steer with this car, it's very hard to control, even with tapping. Very sensitive, right? So yeah, action key 3 means that the steering will only go to here instead of full steer. It only goes to 60% or so. So yeah, highly, highly, highly recommend action key 3 just for rally and snow car. But yeah, I don't actually know which route is fastest, so let me try that again. So I went this way to get the desert car. I don't think you need the desert car, but yeah, I'm just doing it anyway. Ow. So I think I just went right, left, right at the gates. So they're right here. I'm not even sure if it's faster, but left to get the snow car. It's a bit easier to control for me than the rally car. And then just Stay in the middle of the plastic turn. I'm gonna go left this time. Okay, desert's a bit easier to control than the other one. So there you go. Left, I think that was right, left, left, or something like that. I don't remember. Whatever I did there, just do that. Or, you know, whatever World Record does if you happen to watch World Records. But yeah, that one's a Pathfinder. I really do like that map 10's become this, though. The multi-car whatevers. Ding, 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 ding. And now that we've completed the first 10 tracks, we've unlocked the next 5. So let's go do that. Okay. This is another one of those kind of tracks where staying in the middle of the road is perfectly fine. You don't need to go for risky stuff, generally speaking. So you can use the blue lines as a reference. Obviously that chicane's not possible, but to stay in the middle, but yeah, just use those. Imagine that the walls are actually where the blue lines are. And it makes this for me personally, it makes it more comfortable. You don't have to do it that way, but that's just one way to do it. Alright. And obviously slow down as you need to. Like, it's no big deal. So let's see if we can get the AT just by keeping it inside the blue lines. And, you know, doing release taps here and there. I actually don't know if it'll be enough. Ah, yeah, that turn's very tricky. It's quite blind as well. Need to find like a turning point. Oh, there's another tricky one. Okay. I completely forgot that was there. So what's something you can aim for here? So after the red arrows, you can aim between the green arrows. Alright, that works. So after the red arrows, aim between the green arrows and you're good to go. Or even just aim at the second green arrow. Alright. And then this is just straight line, right? Yeah, straight line to the finish. I liking the campaign so far? Yes. And this is like trying to be a commentary on how I'm learning the tracks and just giving tips and tricks here and there. So yeah, wait for the... Oh yeah, here. What can we use here? So 1, 2, 3. When you see the... Or maybe when you go past the first green arrow, slow down. And then again, aim for the second green arrow on the left. So wait for the red arrows, aim for the second green arrow. Okay. And then the rest is pretty simple. So that's all I'm trying to do right now, is just stay in the middle of the road. You don't have to do this, but it's just something to help you out. So wait for the second green arrow. Aim at the second one on the left. There you go. But always looking for like visual references like that can be a big help. So that was the gold medal. Okay. So this one will probably be quite tough for a lot of people. Getting this author medal just because of how narrow the road is and trying to keep it out of the walls. Why is staying in between the blue good? Well, there's actually more grip. When you go up onto this blue edge, it can get more bumpy, especially when on the castle blocks. So that's why I suggest, if you're like newer to the game or like less confident, Just to stay in them, try to stay off the blue lines. Because yeah, the blue parts are more bumpy than the rest. And as you build more confidence in the track, you will start being able to do a lot of turns without releasing, or like a lot less, like releasing the accelerator a lot less, and that's how you're gonna eventually build up to the AT. This is quite a long map for map 11, if I'm honest. 40 seconds. It's actually pretty cool though. Let's see if I can do all the turns without, I want to see if I can do the whole map without letting go of the accelerator. I don't think it's possible, but I'll try. You can also brake on dirt, and it'll help you slow down a bit more. Oh, you can, but man, that's a tricky turn. Ah, I had to release tap there. And also the gears can be quite tricky on this, so that's something to keep an eye on, or an ear on, as well. So yeah, a bit more of a difficult AT, this one. So I think a lot of people will struggle with this, but there you go. Hopefully the tips I gave you here can help you achieve it. On dirt, when should you brake versus release? If you're about to hit the inside wall, then I would brake instead of release. Like, if your car's too far on the outside or inside, I would recommend a brake tap or two. But you can just stop. If you think you're about to hit a corner, you can brake to avoid it because the car will like keep going straight rather than turning. Is the new mode club only? I have no idea. What am I using for driving? I'm using a steering wheel. Ah, yes. Another very important gear-related start. So, listen to the car's gears, right? So I'm going to turn constantly. Wait, what? That's not supposed to happen. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so like I was talking about, I believe it was on map 6? Or, yeah, map 6. You want to be careful of the gear changes here. So when the gear's about to change up, let go of steering. Especially at the start like this. So yeah, wait to turn to the right until you've reached gear 4. And you can tell which gear you're in because the lights on the back of the car, or also if you happen to have Open Planet and the dashboard plug-in on PC, you can look in at the gear indicator. But the lights on the car will tell you enough already. And also the speed. Alright. Well. So yeah, turn slightly. Wait for gear 4, then turn in. Oh. See, that's another example of using the brake if you think you're going to crash. So let's say you turn in too early. You can hold brake to like stop the momentum a bit. It feels very weird at first, but as you start doing it more and more, it will feel more natural. Sorry, I just did it again there. And generally, with plastic and dirt, you want to have your car's angle be consistent during the slides. Then you can do that by either tapping like this. Obviously, this is me using a wheel, so tapping's a bit more difficult. But you can also just do this. With tapping. Let's say if you play on keyboard, you can tap like this. But you just want your drifting angle to be as consistent as possible. So either by smooth steering or tapping. And if you do this properly, you can actually maintain gear 4 for the entire map. I did it wrong there. Also wicked flip. Oh, keep turning in too early there. Yeah, see, turns like that always get me, even to this day. Where it's like starts off a bit wider and then tightens in. Also important on these uphills, try not to jump. So when you're going up the hill, always try to go up diagonal, especially at this one here. Want to avoid jumping. I have a feeling you can actually bug slide to the ending. I don't know how you would set up for it, but I think it's a thing. But that's not needed for AT. But if you wanted to, you could absolutely go for it. So I'm going to try it actually, just for fun. Where's the last turn again? Oh no, no chance. Oh, maybe. If you set it up properly, maybe, but nah, that's memes. How do you bug slide? The same inputs as drifting, but you have to have your car at 90 degrees. So yeah, accelerate, brake, and turn. Oh god. Okay, you definitely don't want to bump there. Oh no, I didn't get the AT. So yeah, it seems like the first 10 ATs are quite easy and then the rest are more difficult. Which makes sense. Unless I'm just bad, that's also possible compared to what I usually do. That's what they did last campaign. So I'm just assuming they're doing the same thing. Alright, there we go. Ziff at Deathless Rage. Welcome back for 41 years to the Heavenly Ziffers gang. How can you keep gear 5 after the downhill bit? I don't think you can. I don't think you want to either. But that's if you're hunting for like a really good time. But for ultimately, you don't need gear 5. You can do most of this map in gear 4 and be perfectly fine. Okay, map 13. We have grass. Alright, very tricky. You want to keep gear 3 there, ideally. Oh! Stay away from the dark grass on this. Not just because it's penalty, but also it's elevated, so it'll bump you off the road. Ow. Speaking of elevated things, there's another one. The road. Stay away from the penalty. Ah, yes. And I remember people last season talking about stuff like this. Like where they go from grass to road and sometimes you don't get a slide. If you actually pay attention behind the car, even on grass, you'll see these tire marks. And you want them to be facing to the direction you want to slide. So for this one coming up here, you want the drift skids to be more for a right turn. So you set up like this and make sure that the tire marks are beyond overlap. Now if you, oh, there's a checkpoint there, so I couldn't show you, but for that turn there, you want to stay on the right so you keep ground contact. Why is there slow-mo here? Oh, okay. So you want to stay on the blue lines there because that's normal grass and the dark grass is penalty, which slows you down. So let's see. So this turn, stay on the left, open it up, turn in, keep gear 3. What's something else? Yeah, just avoid the sign. So where you see the green sign pointing to the right, just stay to the right of that, obviously. Stay off the penalty here. Make sure the drift skids are angled towards the right. So you go from left drifting to right drifting. Go from left to right. Keep the ground contact. Drop to gear 3. That's fine. Get this slow-mo. And then stay on the blue line. Why are the signs different colors sometimes? Because the red sign usually means it's a sharp turn. The green sign usually means it's a small turn. And yellow means it's like a medium turn. That's usually what they do in the campaign. Oh, and actually here as well. This one's much easier, but just when the gear is changing up, just don't steer. And then just after getting gear 3, you can start turning in. Hopefully you have gear 4 by the time you reach this turn. If you don't, that's fine. Just go to the right, keep the ground contact. Stay on the blue line. Ah, too slow. That's fine. Oh yeah, and another thing about the gears, when you want to keep what people call the upper gear, you want the engine RPM to be very low. Obviously, in some turns it's not possible. Yeah, as long as the engine RPM stays roughly the same, that means you're staying in the gear that you want. So, upper gear, as people call it, is when the engine sounds really low, and lower gear is when the engine sound is really high. So you may have heard those terms before, maybe this is the first time you hear it, but... So that's upper gear because the engine RPM was very low. Lower gear? Oh, sorry, upper gear because the engine RPM was very low. And then that is lower gear because I dropped a gear, which is normal at that time. So you don't have to like master gears by any means, but it's just kind of, you know, getting you to start listening for them and understanding them. That makes no sense. It makes perfect sense. When you drive a car, you know, you don't stay in gear 1, do you? You go gear 1, gear 2, And when you go from gear 1 to gear 2, the engine RPM goes down. Unless you go from, you know, you start in gear 1 and then you go to gear 0, then -1, then what you says makes sense. Bug slide could be useful. Maybe. You're in the upper end of gear before you have to change? Yes, but upper gear means gear 4 and lower gear means gear 3. That's more so what I meant. Alright, anyway. Map 13. What place did I get in the campaign? Summer campaign, I got 3rd. I was very happy with it. Alright, map 14. We have Desert Car. Alright. Oh, this is tricky. Alright. Oh, this is going to be a hard one to explain. So, if you played Desert Car last campaign, you have a bit more of an easier time learning this or understanding. But these turns, you want to... So the sharp turns, you want to keep the car or get the car up on the 2 wheels. Oh, there's a ramp there. Ah, yes. Very cool trick you can do there actually as well at the end. But yeah, these turns, you want to keep the car on all 4 wheels unless it's a sharp turn. So like these turns here, get on 2 wheels to make the turn. Because Desert Car has the most grip when it's on 2 wheels and like just about to come down. See, Desert Car does this, and just as it starts to drop back down, that's when it has the most grip. So you want to use that as much as possible on these. So you turn in, wait for the 2 wheels, and then turn in even more to make the angles. Oh, that was a bit too aggressive. Too aggressive, but yeah, you get what I mean. You can also get away with tapping. But actually, most of the times in this, it's better to do tap steering with Desert Car, like this. Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, very tricky to control this because the turns happen so quickly. And the car's very punishing if you get it wrong. But yeah, I'll just do it with my usual smooth steering inputs. What I'm used to. But you don't have to go up onto the 2 wheels if you don't want to. You can just slow down and keep the wheels on the ground if that's what you're more comfortable with. And then just slowly build confidence on the 2 wheels. Oh. Now here, this is one of my favorite tricks in the game. So you think, oh yeah, it's just a bunch of sand here, right? So let's see how much speed we get when we get to the booster. Roughly 215, all right? Now what if there was a trick that could help us preserve a lot more speed? So on penalty sand, you lose less speed the less wheels on the ground you have. So this is how you do it. You wobble the car on its 2 wheels. And it's a lot faster. I was at 280 speed there. So I kept like an extra 50 to 60 speed compared to the before. That's something you can do as well. Yeah, I don't think you have to do it for AT, but it's just a fun trick you can do. And it's one of my favorite tricks in the game, so I just wanted to show it off. Oh, what am I doing? Never tried two-wheeling with tapping. That's so weird. It's so weird because I'm so used to smooth steering. But yeah. No, with the wheel. Also here, it's very easy to accidentally jump and slide out, so key part to avoid jumping. Oh, that was a terrible wobble, but there you go. Still enough to get the author medal. Need to keep exactly straight to tap? Yeah, I need to keep the wheel either fully turned to one side or in the middle. Am I going to turn these tutorials into a YouTube video? Well, that's the idea, I think. Hopefully. But just like changing up just how the discovery works. So trying to give you pointers and things to look out for. Alright, map 15. Oh, this is one of those starts. You can avoid airtime by just going a bit more across the ramp. Oh, this is ice. It's our first ice track. Alright, ice sliding, for those who have never done it before. I highly recommend camera 1, which is this one. Like, maybe you go into this and you're in this camera and then you drive on and your car starts doing this and you don't know what's going on. You try to do this and, oh no, what's happening? And you're off the road. That's normal, very normal thing to do first time you come across ice. So, when you start the map, go to camera 1 if you're not sure how to do that. So, settings, controls. Now, there's two ways to do it. You can either use change camera, which goes through cameras 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, or 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 in that order. And it'll just keep cycling through them that way. Or you can bind the cameras directly, which is what I have. Cameras 1, 2, and 3. Ignore the fact that these are question marks because, you know, I use a direct drive steering wheel. It doesn't recognize what the buttons look like. So that's why it's like that. But yeah, you can bind it to whatever you like. This is something I recommend everyone does any point. And start getting used to changing your cameras. So change to camera 1. And what you want to do is turn and counter steer. Turn in, and just before the car faces exactly to the side, you want to turn the opposite direction. And then tap the brake. And just tap, tap, tap a bit more until the car turns in as desired. Now, if you want to get out of what is the ice slide, you let go of the accelerator whilst letting... So you want to always, once you start counter steering, you want to hold the counter steer until the end of the ice slide, generally speaking. So yeah, this is something you can look for. Just try see how close you can stay to this blue line here. And then when the car's, you know, just about facing the road or your camera's facing the road, you can let go of the accelerator and get out of the ice slide. Obviously not hitting this sign is ideal, but there you go. So it is your first time coming across ice or you haven't really bothered to learn it. Camera 1 and see how close you can stay to the blue line. Turn in, counter steer, and then just brake to turn in more. and then release the accelerator to straighten the car out. And it will take you a while to learn that. Oh god, this is a tricky map. This is so tricky. Oh, that's a tree. There's a lot of penalty surface in this map. Yeah, a lot of penalty surface. Very narrow roads. How do you not slide out? That happens when you gear changes during the ice slide. The records in the metal interface is new, yes. It's not a plugin. So let's say you play camera 2, you can go back to your normal camera after the ice slide. Alright, so this part here. So instead of trying to stay on the, like, away from the penalty surface, you want to jump directly across it. So here, very important to keep the ground contact. So again, just going diagonal up the hill, not going too steep, and then just jump across. That's it. That's all you need to do. Preserve your speed that way. Obviously, I just forgot where to go. That happens a lot. And then I believe you want to go up onto that road early and then go down the dirt hill without what's it called? Yeah, without jumping. So here, this dirt, stay on the left. Keep the ground contact. Okay, not that far left. That's too much. Yeah, just like this. Stay near the yellow sign. Oh god, that is so tricky. And because of where the penalty is, you don't actually need to brake for those drifts at all. Oh, the gears are crying. I'm so sorry, Gearbox. I do not know how to drive this track that well. How do you turn the interface on? Oh, the metal interface? So if you open the map and you see this clock here, you can just click it. But if it's not there, you go to settings, HUD, and then visibility. Oh no, current track record visibility. You can turn it on to either progressive, which will display the medals, or always, which is what I have it on. So yeah, then this will appear and you just click. And if it's not showing this, you just click the left arrows until it appears here. Man, those signs make it really difficult to... really difficult to, yeah, I forgot what I was saying. So yeah, on those parts, you don't really have to worry about avoiding all the penalty. You just want to minimize it where you can. Oh, like, don't do that. Ugh. This is actually a pretty tough map. You played the first 8 maps and you already found 6 you want to hunt for top 1k? Nice. Okay, so you can actually get gear 4 here, but it's not easy. Definitely not easy. So if you can't get gear 4, don't worry about it, because it is actually very, very tough. Very small window to get it. Oh god, what am I doing? Alright, still half a second away, but that's fine. See, this one I reckon is the toughest AT so far. So yeah, remember, stay close to that blue line during the ice slides. When you're ready to exit the ice slides, let go of the accelerator. I usually just let go briefly, but you can also just completely let go of the accelerator. It doesn't matter. No! Oh, still enough. Jeez, this is a tough... That's a tough AT. I reckon that's the hardest one so far. Just because of like how easy it is to lose speed from going over a bit too much penalty or not getting the correct gears. Or, yeah, getting a little bit of extra airtime. Have I found the maps I think I want to hunt? Yeah, there's a couple. There's definitely a couple. Yeah. Ding, 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 ding. Prize done. We have unlocked the red tracks. So, I hope you've enjoyed this so far. This, like, new way that I want to do discoveries. I want to, you know, hopefully this is the beginning of more, you know, educational content. And that you are able to learn a bit more than just watching. That I can actually describe a bit of what's going on, how to do certain things. And yeah. On to the red tracks. Ooh, 51 seconds. Hydrate? I'm gonna hydrate. Ugh. Ah, here it is again. You see this, it's very subtle, but there's a little jump here. So who remembers? What do you do when you see this? Just go a bit more diagonal. Just like that. You might think it doesn't do much, but... So that's 7.02. Let's see what happens if I just drive straight and get that small jump. What's the checkpoint time here? Plus 13. Like, that's just plus 13 for completely free. And all you need to do... Just go a little bit more diagonal. Keep the ground intact. Ah, where am I going? Okay, that's not the way. Good save. Yeah, this one seems to be a lot about maintaining or getting as little airtime as possible. And like I was talking about earlier, I believe it was on map 12 or 13, the plastic map. When you do these turns, try not to do all of your steering late. So you want to get the drift angle nice and early and then just hold that angle. That is how you preserve your momentum on dirt, grass, plastic, etc. So that's a good habit to get into. Similar to how like a person would drift in real life. They turn in and they hold the angle. Obviously the inputs are a lot different, but the idea is similar. Oh, there's the airtime. You like the boosters at the back? Oh, that is a very tricky turn. Okay, I completely misread that turn. You want to actually go a bit wider. And, like this. And that's so you can keep gear 4. Literally the only reason. Ow, that's a treat. This map seems awkward. Well, it always is at first. I mean, these are the red tracks, so they're supposed to be a bit more difficult and tricky. Like, that's completely normal. Oh yeah, so for those of you who don't know what I mean by like white track, blue track, green track, if you go into the campaign menu, you'll see these colors here. So white, green, blue, red, and black. That just simply refers to the difficulty. So you can think of it as like white, very easy, green, easy to intermediate, blue, intermediate, red, difficult, and then a black, very difficult. Like that's how the track difficulty has always worked ever since the early days. So if you're wondering what I meant by that, these are the red tracks, these are the blue tracks. That's what I'm referring to. Oh boy. Can you keep gear 5? No. You don't want to keep gear 5. Oh, barely kept gear 4 there. Oh, that's tricky. Oh, I love this. Just a small enough jump that you go over the penalties. Just like that. I love that. Wonder if you can keep 5th gear there. That reactor. Alright. Well, let's see if we can get a clean run now. No respawns. Minimize all the airtime. Get the appropriate gears. Say here, I set up a bit wider so that here I can keep gear 4, which I didn't do that because I went too tight. That's fine. Ah, I messed up the gear change. So something you'll come across a lot on these kind of maps is like where you're sliding, and then you gear up. While your car's drifting, you will gear up earlier. So like, for example, gear 5, when you're not drifting is 342, but when you're constantly sliding, it can be as low as 305 speed. So that's something to keep in mind. So if you want to hold gear 4, one thing you can do is just a small release tap, or let the car stop sliding completely. So just stop turning, let the car reset its tire marks, and then you'll hear the engine RPM drop, even though you don't let go of the accelerator. That's how you know you stopped the slide. You can actually, if you pay attention during normal drifting, you can actually hear it as well, especially at higher speed. The engine RPM very briefly drops at the end of a slide. So here, see, I geared up at 326 there, or 327. But one thing I could have done as well is just let go of the accelerator briefly and kept gear 4 that way. And actually, when you're on dirt and grass and plastic at above 200 speed, you can do what's called speed drifting. And that's where the drift skids are basically like... You're doing a drift that's like this much angle. And you're getting more acceleration from it. So a good rule of thumb, Yeah, when there's a long straight line on a dirt, grass, or plastic, just get a tiny drift angle when you're above 200 speed or just in gear 4. Do you always want to gear up? Not necessarily. You just want to get yourself into the gear that you need for the next turn. Well, you know, that's long-term beneficial. Although this map, it doesn't seem to matter because the turns are built clean enough that you don't have to worry about gear manipulation. Oh, I geared up before the jump. Okay, that's a thing that can happen. So you notice I'm just doing a very small angled slide there. It's about... get more speed. Ow. Okay, you can keep 5th gear there if you stay in the middle, but that's very tricky. Ah. Let's get this AT. Oh wait, I already have it? What? Oh, I thought they didn't have it already. What? Alright, let's finish this run anyway. Boing. It's actually very important to have good speed for the ending as well, because the earlier you bounce off the plastic roof, the earlier you land on the downhill, and it just snowballs the entire ending. So something to keep in mind as well. Alright, map 16. Done. Oh, do you want a handheld? Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can get on Steam Deck. Alright, we have a snow map. So this is another one of those I highly recommend an action key for if you're using keyboard. Probably get away with just action key 4 on this. Ow. Okay, first and most important thing, don't clip the edges, because that happens. Alright, so it's a fast-paced snow car map. Yeah, this is quite tricky, for sure. But I don't mind it. Up. You probably keep ground contact there by going diagonal. Ow. I just don't remember where the turn. I don't see where the turns are. Ow, ow. Okay. Doesn't seem too bad. It's just very narrow, very fast paced. Obviously, if you're not comfortable with this car, it's going to be a nightmare, but that just means you got to challenge yourself to get comfortable with the car. Ow. And with this snow car, a good thing to know, if you think you're too fast for something, it's better to brake than it is to release. Unless you think you need like a very small slowdown, then the releasing is fine, but yeah, if you want to reduce your speed by a lot, definitely brake. It won't slide, it'll just slow down. No matter what, if you're turning or whatever. Braking will always just reduce speed, which is nice. So it seems like the key to the ultimate on this is to literally just don't hit any walls. If you can complete the map without hitting walls or slowing down, that's 18. Doesn't have to be perfect inputs. At least that's the vibe I get. Yeah, if when in doubt, just go for the middle of the road. Especially on these like banked turns. Oh. So let's stay in the middle of the road as often as we can, just so we give ourselves space. I forgot. Yeah, you definitely want to exit speed from that turn. That's very important. Yeah, I missed a lot of time there. Yeah, Oogles, welcome back for 5 months. And yeah, I pretty much agree. First 10 maps are very easy. Very, very easy. And then from there, it just creeps up in difficulty. Ow. Yeah, this is the challenge for me in particular in this is just remembering where all the turns are because it all looks the same. Like the whole map like doesn't change color. So yeah, it's hard to remember where the turns are. Oh. Remember there's one turn come up I need to pay a lot of attention to. It's this one. Stay wide and then turn in like this. Not hitting that wall preferably. Yeah, oh yeah, look at that. That's so much speed. That's the most important turn for improving from that one. Yeah, there is pretty good variety for sure. Yeah, with the snow car, especially for this map, action keys 3 and 4 will take you a long way, but you only really need action key 4 if you're on keyboard and want to have adequate control of the car. You can definitely get away with just action key 4, which is 80% steering. So if you're wondering what the action keys like mean, action key 1 like limits your steering to 20%, 2 is 40%, action key 3 is 60, etc. There is also an action key 5, which because how it works, if you press the action key twice, or again, it like resets back to normal. So if you're not sure if you've pressed it again or not, having an action key 5 bind is very helpful too. Oh, still half a second. Alright, not too bad. My wheeling? Yes. What's the plugin on the metal screen? It's not a plugin. That's just how it is now. Oh, whoops. I forgot to remove that command. That's fine. They look like the Deep Fear guy. It's because I am the Deep Fear guy. This is a surprisingly tricky AT, but it's a red map, so whatever. Oh. Ah! Forgot where the turns were. Okay, this turn I can gain a lot. Oh yeah, look at that. Not enough, but definitely gained. Ooh. Ah, Ziff. Ow. $51 low? Well, just staying very close to every edge, every wall. Like right now, I'm just trying to stay in the middle of the track, but getting more comfortable with where the turns are, so I'm like taking a bit more risk now. Oh, Jesus. How did I survive that? Hey! Alright, whatever. Bit of a mistake at the end, but that's fine. Yeah, that one's just really hard to remember where to go. It's a really good track though. I quite like it. Is wheel the superior input for Trackmania? No. It's whatever's comfortable in your hands. Alright, map 18. Let's see what we got here. Ah, we go from snowcar wood to stadium wood. Double water bounce. I like it. Yeah, wet wood is quite tricky to control. Again, this is something you can benefit from with action keys. If you're on keyboard. Highly recommend it. Now, obviously, wet wood, it's actually pretty good to tap steer. With on wet wood. But yeah, the timing's more important than anything else. Yeah. Controlling the car, keeping it in the middle of the road is very tricky when you're high speed. So what can we look for here? Jump at the arrow. Ah, yes. So because the turning circle on wood is so insane, if you're gearing up while turning enough, your car will actually not gear up clean. So you can like delay when you turn in until you've geared up completely. And also, yes, like it just happened again there. On wetwood, you can actually, there are actually gears to control as well while you're sliding. So that's something to keep in mind. Holy, this is so fast. Oh, clean. This is a really fun map. Holy, I like this. So again, like I was talking about with that upper gear, lower gear thing before, that applies to wetwood as well. So you just want to try keep the engine RPM very low, and you can actually hear when the gear changes. So that's something you can keep in mind, but that's, you know, it's more important just to keep it out of the wall. But just as like a min-max kind of thing. RLZ? Yes. I don't know if you can keep the upper gear there. Oh, turn. Doesn't matter. You definitely take more risk there, but that's still good enough for auto metal. But yeah, the with the wet wood, it's similar to when you're driving on ice. It's much easier to control it when you're in camera 1. So I highly recommend camera 1 for wet wood. I've never actually tried it in the other 2 cameras, but it just feels easier. Banana bread. Yeah, that was quite a fun map. I think I'll hunt that one. I'll add that to the list of ones I want to hunt. That's for sure. Alright, map 19. We have a 69-second auto time. And it's a multi-lap. That deserves a nice. Alright, let's see what kind of map we got here. Alright, so this off the bat feels like a NASCAR map. So it's a high speed map. Like NASCAR usually means like high speed and no drifting. So usually like 400 plus speed, no drifting. So you want to let go of the accelerator to slow down. Yeah, obviously to control your speed, make sure you have enough room to make the turns. It's also one of the most punishing styles. It's not uncommon for NASCARs to have drifts, but this one only seems to have one. And that's the multi-lap first turn. Ow, ow. Yeah, there's also these like little things you can do to minimize your airtime. Like just as the road is banking, you just want to stay to the side that's higher up. Or in this case, if you're on uphill, stay on the stay on the lower side just to avoid jumping. So pretty simple style, but very high risk, high reward. So yeah, stay on the right side here, avoid the airtime. Here, go on the left, avoid airtime. Small release taps. Go on the right side here, avoid airtime. Avoid this thing here, stay on the right. Maybe that's a drift. It's always hard to tell with in NASCAR maps, but yeah. When was the last time we had a NASCAR map in the campaign? It was a while ago. Oh yeah, that feels like a drift for sure. So first and last turns, drifts. There we go. But yeah, this is like, it's a very simple style, but it's just, you know, balls to the walls. You know, how much do you want to risk? Kind of style. I like it for that reason. Very simple, but high risk, high reward. Oh, and also, it's usually better to slow down before the turns, not during them. There are some exceptions, but yeah, generally you want to slow down before the turn so you can carry more speed out of it. Fall 22? Yeah, maybe. Oh boy. Yeah, so this is one of those starts that I was talking about earlier. Oh, jeez. What? Oh, no. But yeah, the gear here. You want to just stop steering before you gear up. What do we have here? Oh, this is a very tough map already. Just out of the gates. Alright, so as long as you get good speed out of the beginning, you should never have to worry about this rotating block. And you want to hug the wall like that. Make this jump. Wow, this is like a mini RPG. This map. Oh my god. I don't think I've ever seen a map like this in campaign before. This is sick. Actually, there was that one... Oh! There was that one 2 campaigns ago. That was kind of like a mini RPG. But nothing like this. This is insane. So yeah, air braking very important on this. And jumping early. So the air brake is so you land smooth. Like so. Just controlling your trajectories. Now, when it comes to these wall hugs, I always try to aim for the dots. Like, just before the wall ride themselves. So you want to hit the wall just before the wall ride. Basically, on the wall hug bits. Also, I just realized this all the time's 36 seconds. It's very short but tricky map, this one. Oh. Camera changes can be useful here. Like, I swapped to camera 3 there briefly so I could see, like, where I was going. Like, where the trajectory was going. Alright. Sick. So I just gotta get a clean run without any memes and preserving all of our momentum. And that's the author medal. I don't think you can keep third gear, but I also don't think it matters. Ah, that's a very tricky wall hug to get, actually. Oh yeah, the exit speed from that is so important. Alright, there you go. So yeah, air control, so like air braking, counter steer in the air. Landing smooth, very important on this map. Giving yourself exit speed where you can. Also the pipes, when you drive on the pipe turn, I try to go like 45-degree angle, basically. That seems to give the best grip. So yeah, that's all the red tracks. And again, just with these wall hugs, I'll just do another run quickly. Oh, that's a block. So just with these, yeah, I try to aim for these little dots because that's just before the wall ride actually starts. So yeah, that can help you like line it up better if you're struggling with it. And yeah, so that's all the red tracks. Now we move on to the ding, 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 the black tracks. Now, map 21 historically has been some sort of like either obstacle or a speed tech. Let's see what kind of a map we get this time. You can bug slide on every single surface except ice and snow. You can bug slide on road, plastic, grass, dirt, sand, penalty grass. Oh, and not wood. Yeah, you can't bug slide on wood. Or water. Although water doesn't count really as a surface. Alright, I already have a feeling this is a speed tech. It has been a while since we've had a 21 as a speed tech. Oh yeah. Surely outside poles there is the line, right? Clueless. Now speed tech is just tech that is really fast. And it's all about just carrying as much momentum as possible through very, very precise turns. One of the most brutal, but also satisfying things to drive in the game. And so as you get more and more comfortable learning the drift mechanic, when you start getting good enough to drive maps like this, then it really starts to get fun. So the drifting inputs, full steer, always full steer before you brake. And the other tricky part, which feels unnatural at first, is holding the accelerator while doing that. Trust me, it feels really strange at first, and it will take you a while to get used to pressing brake and accelerate and turning at the same time, but you will do that a lot in this game if you play maps like this. I keep forgetting where the turns are. This is like map 17. I just keep forgetting where the turns are because it all looks the same to me. So yeah, speed tech usually is around 300 to 400 speed, gear 4 and 5 drifting. One of the oldest styles in the game, actually. It's been around since 2006, if I believe. It was one of the first styles that people started building in this game. Hey Isaac, I got third in the last campaign and I managed to hold 3 world records, which I was very proud of. You know, it's the first time since, well, fall 2023 where I was able to hold world records for the entire campaign. Oh. Aw, come on. There we go. Small peanut butter. You held your first world record as well? Congrats, Wills. That's awesome, man. Huge congrats. You've been trying for a long time, and I know how it feels when you finally do it. Yeah, but look, literally, if you're on social media talking about the game, it's because you're not enjoying the game. That's just normal. Like, you don't go on social media to, well, unless in my case you're streaming it, but to say how much you like it, you say it as an outlet because you're mad and you want to sound important. This is normal. I completely ignore what people say on Twitter, Reddit, whatever about games, because they're not there. Because the reason they're there is because they're not enjoying the game. And like all the people who are enjoying the game are just playing the game. So just ignore those people. Anyway, back to learning about this. So as you can see, I am struggling to learn this track. Obviously, it's quite challenging. Also, I'm a bit of a slower learner compared to other people at a similar skill level. But that's normal. That's normal for me. And also just tech in general takes me a while to learn, but yeah. So what I'm looking for is consistent points to like start braking at for my drifts. And just trying to memorize all the turns. And just getting as much exit speed as I can. You may notice as well, I don't always completely hold full steer while I'm drifting. I do sometimes like goal steering if I think I'm going too tight. I want to swing out a bit wider. You can do this on keyboard by just briefly letting go of steering. Because the car will continue to slide as long as you're holding brake. You don't have to turn to hold the slide, but the turning just changes your angle. And then, yeah. Let's see if we can get a clean run. So even for these small jumps, I like to air brake just to get smooth landings. You don't always need to do it, but it's just a habit I've had for a long time. And another thing to know as well about drifting, you don't have to do it on one brake. You can definitely brake multiple times for adjustments if necessary. But the most important part is actually getting into the slide. Which is why I say, like, always full steer before you brake. When you're trying to trigger a drift. But in the case of, like, jumps, just make, like, and one of the reasons I love using camera 1, because you can follow the momentum of the car. And you can see whether it's going to land, you know, drifting left or right. And obviously if I want to drift to the right, I want to land with the car pointing to the right. Yeah, that's something I really like about this camera point of view. It's like just there. So the drift was to the right, so the car's pointing right. Happy days. I also like to pay attention to my speed a lot, which not many people do. But I always like to look at the speed coming up to the entry of a drift and also at the exit. So I like to look at the speed I start the drift with, the minimum speed, so like the speed it drops down to. That tells me how much I've held brake for, and if I've done it too much or not, because I memorize those numbers the more I learn a map. That's one of the reasons why I'm a bit of a slower learner, because I need references like that to know if I've done the turn well or not. So I like to look at the entry speed, the minimum speed, so to see if I drifted too much or not. It's like there, minimum speed was 248. Here, 273. So I was drifting a bit too much. 282. Stuff like that. And I try to memorize what numbers are good and what numbers are bad. It's one of the reasons I'm a slow learner. Or slower learner. That sounds so weird. And memorizing numbers like that is helpful in tech, because mainly for gears, because to keep gear 5, which you do a lot in this map, you want to make sure your speed is above 280 when you exit the drift. And the lowest minimum speed that you can have while still keeping gear 5 is 268, if I remember correct. That's on the car, not the one. Ignore the speedometer in the bottom right. That's for something else entirely. But yeah. Is that on tarmac? For me, it is, yeah. Do I use visual cues as braking modes? Yeah, exactly. Like, I like to use these dots that are on the walls. And also things like the apex of a turn, like of a chicane. I like to use these as braking points if I can. So yeah, just use like the dots on the side of the road, the shadows, the apexes. Even the pillars can be very useful for knowing when to brake. Yeah, the lamps. Like, that's something you can always look for. You've held it down to 259 on grass? Yeah, but grass and dirt are different. Because you can drift for a lot longer. Whereas you can't get away with that on tech. But yeah, dirt and grass, plastic, you can definitely do 250s. I'm keeping gear 5. At like 178, I think, on gear 4. I think is the lowest I've seen. That's been useful at least. I might be misremembering, but yeah. Aw, damn it. Oh, almost. You aiming for top 200 this campaign? Nice, Deku. I'm not trying to jump off the side of the ramp, by the way. That's a mistake every time. I'm not trying to do that. Even though I've done like 3 or 4 times in a row now, it is, it's not what I'm trying to do. There we go. Okay, that was definitely too early. Damn it, no peanut butter. Alright, I really just need to get better at 1 or 2 turns and then we should get this AT. And while I'm like, don't have much to explain right now, what does everyone think of like this new format of Discovery so far? Like trying to teach you like a bit of how I'm learning and how you can also like get the AT. Things I could do better, things you liked. Is it annoying? Yeah, be honest. Want to see if it's good or not. If you're watching this on YouTube as the video, I think this will end up being. I don't know yet. Although I suppose if you're watching it right now as a YouTube video, then it did make it. So, you know, let us know in the comments. What do you think of this format? Okay, that's definitely too early. I'm too late. I think pre-drifting, that's long right turn is the way to go. Like, what I mean by that, when you're at high enough speed, you can brake tap, start the slide early, keep it going by full steering, and then continue the braking a bit later. That's what I mean by pre-drifting. Like here I do a little bit of a pre-drift, but using the angle of the road. So here, small pre-drift. Maybe even earlier than that. Yeah, something like that could work. Okay, that was too early. Not by much though. Oh, I didn't see it, Julian. My bad. Ziff at Julian2468. I've already found a map to hunt in this campaign. Yeah, I found a few. I want to play map 7 because obviously it's full speed. Map 18. I don't remember the name. I don't remember the numbers of the other ones I wanted to play, but yeah. The Wetwood, that's 18, yeah. Really appreciate it. Fair enough. Oh yeah, map 20 is really cool. Yeah, I don't quite remember what the maps were, to be honest. It's too much all at once. I just remember the ones that like... Oh yeah, map 17, the snow car map. I wanted to hunt that a bit. Okay, drift a bit lady here. Maybe the line? Even that felt a bit early, but... Alright. Peanut butter! Uh-oh. 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 It's the scary number. Uh-oh. It's the devil's number. Alright. It's not though. Your face is not though. Your face is Discord? Okay. No, I did not know about that. But now I'm curious. Why is this joke a thing here? Why is your face a thing here? Oh, got him! Boom! You just opened the door to have it done to you. Like right there. Alright, anyway. Back to business. Oh, I actually don't have much time left. By the way, stream's a bit shorter today. I don't think I'll have enough time for the platform discovery, but it's my brother's birthday, so we're heading out to dinner in an hour. So I don't know if I have enough time or not. Anyway. Map 22. Oh, God. Okay, that makes a lot more sense after the respawning. Eh! You know what that is? That's like that's like the one of those dreams you have where you're trying to jump or something or run and you just can't run. That's what that slow-mo time feels like. It's like that dream where you just cannot do anything or everything feels so slow. Hopelessly slow. You know, I did say that I wanted some unsmooth maps, and this exactly fits the criteria. Very unusual, weird map. I like it. The what some people would even just call Madeira style mapping. This is really nice. This map? Yeah, this map is exactly like it's a true skill test. It's like, are you good at actually driving or are you just good at following the line? Yeah. A lot of very interesting things you can do here. And obviously that term right there is one of the most important. Also, Center Dreams, welcome back for 9 months of playing again. So something very simple here, just stay to the left side of that sausage block entry and even at the exit. You probably could go on the right side, but left side is just a lot easier. And then just go to the middle of the dirt block and you're fine. Get that drift for the U-turn into the slow-mo. Very important, again, always full steer before you brake when it comes to a drift. Now we have a fragile block here, so what that means is any crash, any hard landing until the next reset block will be punished. So the car will get damaged and reduce your steering. So let's try, I want to try right side on this actually. Does this work? Probably with like a Neo. Nah, I think left side's much better because you get so much more exit speed. So yeah. So you're the ninja off block here. Just go to the left side, stay on the inside of the turn. Go far to the left. Go from the outside of the dirt to the middle. Drive diagonal. Get the drift, full steer before you brake, every time. You know, relive your nightmares in that turn. Fragile, so maintain ground contact, drive diagonal across all these blocks. Alright, I could just jump. I saw it, you can just jump there. But I saw it too late. Yeah. You don't have to line up exactly like that. Every time. Oh no, I hit a wall. That's fine. I'll continue. Oh god, why was that so early? Yeah, that's a very tricky place to start a slide because it's such a narrow spot and it's blind a little bit. Eh. Oh, I went too fast. Well, that's good to know. Yeah, just like that. So no brakes. So you cannot drift here. You can drift here. But then you cannot drift here. So we'll open up the turn like this. Like that. And you have no brakes, so you can't air brake either. So your landing's going to be a bit wonky. Ow! Ow! Oh no, I can see some memes happening now. Yeah, this track definitely very important to maintain ground contact where you can, and also get this one drift up here. You probably don't need to drift actually. What if I just brake? What's the time difference? So I'm 0.4 ahead. Yeah, it's about just under a second difference. Which on a map like this is really not a lot. So you don't feel comfortable going for that drift, you probably don't even need it for the orthogonal. I just realized that penalty grass is there so you can start a drift. No other reason. Now you have cruise control here, so no matter what you do, you can never go faster than what the speed was when you grab the cruise control. Alright, well that's a gold medal. Did I respawn that run? I probably did somewhere. Or I was just very slow. I don't remember if I did. It's a long map. Yeah. Actually, yeah, for a campaign map, this is a beast of a map. It's only map 22. Ow. Oh yeah, fun fact, when you're in engine off, letting go of the accelerator will not slow you down. So obviously there's no engine. But you actually lose less speed while in engine off than if you release with the engine on. There you go, but you didn't know that. That also means if you jump with engine off, you just are stuck with your momentum. Because normally, you can slow down in the air, which is another really cool thing in this game. You have so much control over the car while in the air. It's insane. You can control the speed, the angle. It's great. Yeah, that's not the correct line at all. Still 1 second off AT. This is a tough one. All right. I like it though. Oh no. Oh, it's fine. Maybe? Nice. I think that has been the most difficult AT so far. Like, it's required the most to go right. Slightly more difficult than map 21. But yeah. Obviously, black tracks, difficult ATs. I like that. Yeah, it's been mostly stadium car. I mean, there's been one desert map, one snow map, and one map with all three so far. Will I play the Troll Cuppa today? No, I'm heading out to dinner very soon. I won't be around for a couple of the day. Can we read a joke before next AT? We can. Oh, speaking of, here's the rally map. It's not rally, like, it's not spelled R-A-L-L-Y. It's R-A-L-L and then space, and then just a capital E. Rally. That is this car. Yeah. So yeah, if you're on keyboard or even controller, Action Key 3 will be very helpful with this car because that's like its optimal steering range, especially at these kind of speeds. At like higher speeds, you maybe Action Key 2 could be helpful, but honestly, Action Key 3 is more than enough. If you remember, Action Key 3 is roughly 60% steering. If you don't remember how to bind it, it's I'll show you right now. So you go pause, settings, controls, you scroll down. Well, first of all, you make sure you're on the correct input device, and then you scroll down. And it's called action slots, but yeah, that's like 20%, 40%, 60%, 80%, and 100% steering range. So yeah, definitely recommend Action Key 3. Because if you pay attention to the inputs that I do, you notice that like it's like a between 40 and 60% normally on this car. Obviously, there's a lot more to it than that, but yeah, that's just like the basics for this car. And just like the snow car, it's better to brake than to let go of the accelerator if you want to slow down. Something which I still struggle with because I've had so much experience with Stadium. And obviously Stadium you want to release to slow down. You very rarely brake to slow down. Ow, ow. So how the how the action key works now on controller, only with the rally, snow, and desert car. So it'll limit your steering to this much, but you can still, when you full steer, it'll be the action key amount. So like your sensitivity reduces as well as the steering range. So it's much better to control on an analog stick. Especially this car is much better to control on analog stick with action keys. But it only does that for these cars, not the stadium car. Thankfully. Yeah, avoiding unnecessary slides is way more than just optimal steering. Need to manage the bumps and stuff as well, which is something I struggle with. Let's try wall bang. I don't know if that's better or not, but I just wanted to try it because I saw it. Just saw it's possible. Ow. Ow, ow. Ow. I keep mistiming this turn. Yeah, this is similar to map, I think it was 11? That narrow dirt map with the stadium car. Similar thing with the rally car. So you notice that if you stay on the edges, on the, like on those dark, well, in this case, the black lines, instead of the blue lines, there's less grip and it's more bumpy. So that's why I try to stay off it when I can. But yeah, usually like the middle of the road is the best place to be for exit speed. I might be completely wrong, but just as a basic guideline, like staying in the middle of the road is better than the edges. It's easier to control. And obviously, as you get more comfortable again, you can start getting away with going on the more bumpy parts more. There we go. Ooh, still 0.8. Still need 0.8. This one's going to be pretty tough for me because Rally is my least comfortable car of the four. It's the one I understand the least, so... yeah. I still enjoy it. I just suck compared to the others. Oh. Small peanut butter. You did it on keyboard? Nice. Well done. It's very impressive. Another thing I struggle with a lot on the rally car is I try to go way too fast into the turns because I overestimate how much grip it actually has. Even though the turn is insane, like the turning's insane, it's not the same as its grip. I think that's the reason I struggle with it. It's because I always overestimate how much it's going to stick. Oh no. No! I'm losing all my time. That was a double question mark. If there was the game review from chess.com, that time was definitely a double question mark with the red circle. That's right. I understand the turns a bit more now. Ah! Alright, we're gonna redeem ourselves. Hopefully. Okay, that was a question mark exclamation point. That was a double question mark. Wow, I did that turn good once and now I just can't do it anymore. Can't do it. It's impossible. Feel very good at the start though, at least. So it's easy to get attempts. There we go. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh my god, I did it. Yay! Peanut butter. Green. Alright, we got it. But yeah, that one's again one of those, the idea is simple. At least, like, there's not much more I can say about that other than it's better to stay in the middle of the dirt blocks because it's less bumpy and easier to control. And when you want to slow down, brake is better than releasing. But yeah, if you play on keyboard, then you'll be fine with Action Key 3 on that map. Maybe even Action Key 2 in a couple of parts, but Action Key 3 will be very good. No, I was using that. I use a steering wheel, so I don't use Action Keys. But like the steering range was constantly between 40 and 60%. Alright, we have another multi-lap with ice. Wow. Wait, what? There's arrows pointing both ways. Did I go the wrong way? Or maybe it's like one of those multi-laps where it's like a different route per lap. Yeah, I don't know exactly. So again, with this is with the ice sliding, you always want to counter steer. Oh, it's one of those up and back. You go from the start to the finish, back to the start. Oh, that's cool. At least that's the vibe I'm getting from this. Wait, I missed it. Wait, what? There's 2 checkpoints there. What? That's so weird. But yeah. And when you're going from one ice slide into another, it's very common to let go of the accelerator to help the car rotate faster and also get into the ice slide earlier. And when you see plastic, dirt or grass at the end of an ice slide, you want to make sure the car's above, like steering a, sorry, the angle's above 90 degrees. Because then it like flicks back to forwards without losing speed or gears. Ah, the thing's there. What am I doing? The finish is on the right. Like the... I saw it both times and I didn't go for it both times. Oh, what do you think of them apples? I was trying to spin there. Oh! It's not faster, but it just looks cool. I just wanted to show that off. For absolutely no reason. There we go. I remembered. Something I really like to do when I set up an ice slide is I over angle and then I release tap to like stop the car rotating even more. It's not the it's not easy to do, but it's at first, but when you get into the habit of it and get more comfortable controlling it, it's very comfortable, well, very consistent way of doing ice slides. Although it turns like this, I just like completely over angle to slow down a bit. Same with that. Because you might have heard people talking about slide outs. And that's as a result of the car changing gears. And that happens if like the car rotates a bit too slowly while going too fast, if that makes sense. Or like, sorry, no, rotates a bit too much while going too fast. Not slowly, what am I talking about? Oh. Okay, I went a bit too high there. Oh, I gotta be careful. I'm in gear 2 here. So, yeah. Actually, when you ice slide, the lower the gear... Oh, sorry, the higher the gear you're in, the higher the RPM will be while ice sliding. That's actually one way to tell what gear you're in. Like, if you go gear 3 ice slides and then gear 4 ice slides, gear 2, you'll notice the engine RPM slightly different for each of them. So that's something you can do. Well, that's very useful information. And that's something that you can use to help prevent sliding out. It's like if you know you're in a gear 3 ice slide and you notice that you're going really fast for gear 3, you can adjust accordingly. Where am I going? Peanut butter. You're new to this game and ice is a headache? I actually did a small like ice tutorial on map 9, I think it was. I think it was map 9, the one with the ice slide at the start. So basically, I can even do it again here. So first of all, highly recommend camera 1. So this is the camera you start in by default, which is camera 2. And, you know, you probably go onto ice. And this happens. You're like, whoa, where am I going? Ah, I want to go this way. No, why is the car going that way now? So you probably have that happen a lot. So what I recommend is you go to settings, controls, make sure you're on your correct input device, and go to either change camera, which is this one, which cycles through the cameras 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, etc. So you only have to press one button. But what I have 3 buttons. One for camera 1, one for camera 2, one for camera 3. And it's very common. People who are not camera 1 players will swap to camera 1 for ice slides. And this is why, because you can see where the car's going. So turn in just before the car reaches 90 degrees. Steer the opposite direction. And if you want to go tighter, brake tap. If you want to exit the ice slide, release tap. The accelerator. That's all there is to it. It's very tricky to learn, but once you do, it's quite fun. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind. What's cameras 4 to 6? We don't know. I don't know what they are. Maybe they'll be added in the future, but for now they don't do anything. Did I manage to win Summer 24? No, I got 3rd. I stopped hunting it 2 days ago. Alt cams? No, they're not alt cams. At least I don't think they are. Ah, map 25. Oh yeah, 132. What a beast of map. You see that castle in the background? That looks sick. Alright. Ah, yes. I love the use of plastic roof hits this campaign. I think that's the 3rd one now. Ooh, another ice slide. Wow! We have 3 maps with ice slides in the same campaign. Also, is that plastic? That's not plastic. Well, so I'm not really sure what I can say about this track yet, to be honest, because I'm still trying to figure it out myself. But yeah, just right now, just trying to see where they go. Like, that's normal. Not really looking for references or anything, just trying to see where the map goes and then going from there. Oh, that's a wall ride. Red boosters. Nice. Is it possible to do this part without sliding? Probably, but... Oh my god. Almost hit my head on the ceiling. Where am I going? Ow. Oh, this is painful if you go up this with no speed. Now, if you're wondering what cruise control does, it simply means whatever speed you cross the block with, it will try to maintain that speed no matter what. So if you're slower, it will constantly accelerate until you reach that speed. And if you're faster, it will just decelerate. Like, not braking, it'll just like release basically. Hey, Ghost Judge. It's going really good. Been trying to do like a live commentary explaining what I'm trying to learn and like giving advice as well. So yeah, keep gear 4 here, just again. Not turning in too much. So just setting up the angle and then holding it. Either by smooth steering or tap steering, both are fine. Oh. Messed up that slide. Very tricky drift there. Hey, I actually have speed for this time. Oh god. Okay, that was terrible lineup. All right. Yeah, those kind of those quarter pipe jumps are quite tough to get clean. But I think I'm jumping a bit too low because that there looks like you want to have more speed after. Keep gear 4. Yep. Yeah, I actually kept the gear at the finish. Alright, let's try to do this without respawning. This campaign does more ice slice than TMGL ever did. That's not true. A very tight turn here. Wonder if it's better to go through the triangle for a better angle into the ice slides. Okay, now the thing's there. That's not the way. This run can still PB. Okay, let's try jumping a bit higher this time. Like this. Yeah. Yeah, that almost worked. Probably doesn't even matter that much. Definitely some meme I'm missing there, I feel like. Ow! It's fine, we still PV. That was a terrible sector there. Oh, wait, maybe it's not to jump higher. Maybe it's to jump more aggressive, like this. That's close. Oh, wait, could you jump like this? Like diagonal? Yeah, you can jump like that. Alright, that makes sense. I love the atmosphere of this track. This is incredible. Yeah, so just there, just make sure full steer before brake always to get those drifts. And also give yourself enough space to full steer for at least half a second before braking. Is that gonna hit? Yep. I was wondering if that was possible to face plant the checkpoint. And landing smoother is so important. Keeping gear 4 really matters. Donk donk. Yeah, that feels a lot faster. And bang. A new mechanic? Hey, there was a map request. What time is it? Oh, yeah. I just finished. I'm just about to finish. Right. Well, that's good timing because it's time for me. It's actually time for me to go. I've got to head out to brother's birthday thing. But I certainly hoped you enjoyed it. I most certainly did. I was planning to do the platform discovery as well, but please let me know in the comments and also like in the Discord or whatever. Let me know if you like this like different format of discovery. Obviously the later maps I was, struggling to come up with ideas to like explain things to you. But this is, I wanted to introduce educational content this way. Because like discovery that like helps explain some of the things I'm doing, advice for you to maybe help you get ATs, please let me know. And I'll see you on the next one, which will be platform discovery, I hope. Yeah, there you go, all 25 ATs. Now I have time for a quick dodge oak. When is a door not a door? When it's a jar. I saw a documentary on how ships are kept together. Riveting. Boom. Alright. I gotta go. So yeah, no cup of the day today, but or platform discovery, but I'll do that tomorrow. So yeah. Gotta head out to my brother's birthday now, but thanks very much for watching. And I'll see you tomorrow. Do platform discovery and the map request as well. I was supposed to do those today, but campaign came out, so we'll play the map request tomorrow, and then go from there. All right, I'll see you then.